take your time dropping stuff. People have been crying on social media. When are you dropping your album? When are you dropping your records? Without anybody expecting something, you just dropped a song. Lay to me, be God. Why now? So we decided to have a conversation with Tim today on the show. He has a brand new visual. If you are following the last week edition right here, he came through, but we wanted him to come through on a different... I don't even know what to say right now. But Tim, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Great having you.
Very well.
Great having you on the show.
Great to be here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How have you been? How has been everything going for you so far?
I've been good. I've been in a good place. I'm pretty good. Things have been going well. The album's done, so at least I have some breathing time.
This is something that I've always wanted to find out from you, and this has been people asking. I remember we had the conversation on radio. I almost asked you the similar question. You take your time dropping stuff. People have been crying on social media. When are you dropping your album? When are you dropping your record? And without anybody expecting something, you just dropped a song. Lay to me, be God. Why now?
I submitted this song to the distributor a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I think. So I'd have dropped it a few weeks ago. But I was given the 10th as a release date. And I had people who love me who came to tell me, yo, you need to get this album off your hands, because if you don't, it'll never drop. So I have to take responsibility for part of it, to say sometimes I get in the way of my own work, where I'll have a song and it sounds okay, but it doesn't sound the way I hear it up here. So I'll keep tinkering with it. If it's like, oh man, this person didn't play this, for instance, didn't play this instrument the way that I wanted them to, I'll need to find another person to play it. And I'll need to, So that kept happening. On top of that, there's other circumstances beyond my control. But ultimately, sitting and looking back now, God's he knew what he was doing. He always does. And perfect timing, so it's done now.
Let's do a review about your current brand new song. Because I love to get it from an artist perspective.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Lay to Me, Big God.
Yeah.
Maybe run us through. The visual is out. Maybe explain, what are you talking about?
So, it's shot by director Cooper Lanzi, very talented dude. The first part of the beat is produced by a guy called Zero. The second part of the song is produced by Easy, the producer. Sam and I were in the studio, just playing around, going through beats. The beat came on, and we just knew this is the one. So we laid down some ideas back and forth, and the chorus came up, which is, the chorus is it'll make sense soon. But it's part of a thread from another song. So we put that in and we thought, oh, this works. And then we wrote the verses and just decided to talk about how no matter how big we feel, or no matter what it is that we're doing, we're still such a tiny speck. God is who's the ultimate authority. That's who says what goes and what doesn't. So when you see something going well for somebody in their life and you think they're pushing, they are, right? But that's only with their own strength. How much of that is supernatural? How much of that is because of God? everything. You know, we're breathing here because of God. He can decide to snap his finger and there'll be no oxygen in the world, you know. So we just wanted to talk about that and just highlight how amazing and how big God is, because we don't acknowledge him in things that feel like they are just there, like breathing, seeing, feeling, hearing, you know, all of those things. So it takes amazing creative skills to be able to craft the human body in the way that he did, you know, and make it such a masterpiece. So what Sam and I wanted to do is, as amazing as we are as human beings, how happy would God be if his masterpiece is giving him praise? You know, and highlighting that whatever it is that's happening here is not because of me. You know, it's because of God. So we wanted to do that on a song that's got energy, a beat that's lively, you know. So the most of the time when people are talking about things like this, they slow down the beat, you know. But it's like, no, let's keep it knocking, but then speak. So, how people put heartbreak songs on dance beats, you know.
I was even having a conversation with someone saying, how is it possible that you're vibing to a heartbreak song and you're like, okay, yeah. It's amazing just to see how God works, man, especially where talent's concerned, because to say that everything that I write, everything that Sam writes is based on our knowledge and understanding and just how good we are, that's a lie, you know, because I, for one, can't tell you where my lyrics come from. I don't know, you know. Nobody knows where music comes from. Nobody knows where lyrics come from. You just think, oh, I thought about this. No. Where did the thought come from? You know, music is one of the only things that's in this world that's not from this world or of this world, you know, outside of the human being. So yeah, we just wanted to highlight that God is the author of this whole thing. No matter how good you think the individual is, I don't know where everything that I say comes from. How do I structure it? For instance, if I structure something in a better way than person B, that's not because of my strength. You know, there's something that God put inside of me way before I was born, and it's complete. It's complete in itself. I just have to keep discovering new rooms. You know, the talent's there. When God gives you something, he's not giving it to you in bits and bobs and little pieces. No, it's there in all its capacity, complete. So it's now you. It's like when you gift your child something and you know they've only seen this one side. You're like, come and see this side as well. Or come and, you know, that's what it is with talents and gifts. You have to keep discovering what else this thing can do. That's your responsibility. But the talent, the skill itself, the talent, that's not from you. Your duty is just to seek and search just how well can I master this thing that God has given me that I don't deserve, you know? And doing it to the best of my knowledge, the best of my abilities, is what will put a smile on God's face. Because if you give someone something, the better they take care of it, the happier it makes you, the giver, you know? So I just, that's my only thing, to just keep learning the gift, you know, learning the gift and discovering new rooms and new alleyways and all of those things, just so that I can then praise him in a way that will make him happy and happier and happier every time. Like I said from the introduction, one of the things that I wanted you to find out is your album.
Yeah.
Your upcoming album.
Yeah. Yeah.
As someone who's seated right here, I'm concerned whether it's going to drop this year. If a single can take time like this,
man. No.
I'm not concerned. I'm like, can you be honest right now?
The album is
I'm sure you see people commenting on social media.
I do, and it gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety because as much as I like to tinker with things until I like the way that it sounds and all of that, most of it is not because I just want to hold on to the music. There's steps to take, And it's like I'm working hard to put this music out, and I log into my socials and I'm seeing Tim doesn't want to give us music. Tim, where's the album? I will boycott. And it's like, man, if you guys only knew that I want to give this album to you more than you want to hear it, you let me breathe, But then again, I don't think people will let you breathe. And for me, it's humbling because in this entertainment industry, in this music industry, people don't wait for someone for more than 6 months. Even 3 months is a stretch. People move on, But years in, people are still waiting for my album. So I know it's bigger than me. They're not waiting for the album because, Tim's a great rapper. No. Their spirit recognizes that there's something that God has put inside of my spirit that he wants to say to them. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a tap, a way through, So I'm trying. The album's done now. On the way here, my engineer was calling. I need to call him back just so we can finalize everything. But it's done. It's good to go, and I'm so happy that it's done. It's taken quite some time, and even that is a story on its own. That's a testimony of just how good God is. But we're here, and I promise you there's no going back. There's no stopping. There's no... It's full throttle.
Are we dropping it this year?
This
2023?
Definitely this year. Definitely this year. Definitely this year. Before the 28th of October even. Because I don't want to log into my socials on my birthday and keep hearing when's the album coming. Happy birthday, but when's the album coming?
Yeah.
Because I want... By the time that's coming, I should be working on my second album. See, I already have my second album and what I want to do and where I want to take it, So I've already started doing my research with that. As soon as this one's off my hands, as soon as I send this one off to the distributor, I get into studio for my next.
Do we already have a name for the album?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay, let's pick yes.
Yes and no. I say yes because I've been teasing a title for years. Okay? I say no because I feel like God's telling me something else. You see? So, yes and no. He may tell me, okay, go with this. Or he may tell me, go with that. So, when we submit it to the distributor, then I'll be able to tell you for sure this is the title. It's been This Is Music. It may still be This Is Music, but it may also be something else. So that's where we are, but the music is done.
How about the features?
I can tell you who's on it.
Okay.
Dope, Verbal, J Cash, T.Y. Hills, Pompey, the usual suspects. James Sakala, Abel, Emily Hakola, Fresh Impact, Solomon Plate, Israel, MC Wabuino.
Wow. Serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think if I've left anybody out, my apologies. But that's producers. We have T-Sean, Magnus, Faith Child, Legend Son, Zero. We have Rock Beats, Jahan. So I think the guys came and I'm proud of the body of work. I'm happy with everybody's input. Sheffy's on it. Esther Chungu.
Wow.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid, and I'm just my only thing is I'm humbled, right? Looking back at where I'm from and the individual that I was before I got saved and where I am now. It's just humbling for me all the time to think, man, God chose me.
I never got a chance to get to find out like your story, how you got saved. This is something that I've never gotten to find out. I'm sure I'm not just the only one right there. Like what's like your backstory?
Man, I think he kept calling me, you know, and when I look back now, there's so many points. You know, I could think, man, that was God calling me there, but I didn't see it. That was God calling me there, but I ignored it. You know, there was a time we were performing somewhere, Breakpoint, I think. There was a guy who came up to me drunk, older than I am. He started to cry. You know, he was just so happy. I'm so happy to see you. When people are drunk, their emotions are heightened. So he was crying. He got on his knees, wanted to clean my shoes, you know. I told him not to do that, and we spoke, right? And he left. And that stayed with me. It stayed with me. I thought, man, I have this much power over people's feelings, emotions, behavior. I get on stage and I can tell thousands of people, old and young, put your hands in the air, and they will. I tell them jump, and they will. Thousands of people. What am I feeding them? You know? What am I feeding them? Because I have this gift, and I am responsible for this, and I am also responsible for what it is that I feed the people. I will be answerable. Because this is not all it is. This is a vehicle, the car, the body. It's a vehicle. This is what I'm driving. This is my car, right? When it parks in the graveyard, it doesn't mean that I cease to exist. I just move from this physical plane, right? And there's a time is coming when everybody will have to be accountable for what we do here. So I was thinking, man, what am I feeding these people? You know, what happened that day? And Jesus asks me, what did you do with your talents? You know, I don't want to. And here's the thing about salvation, huh? Say I got saved, because I got saved during Zone Fam, not after. Say I get saved today on the, say for instance 26th of July, right? 26th of July, I get saved, and then I die on the 27th of July. I'm going to heaven, right? But Jesus is still going to ask me what I did with my talents. You see? And I spent all my time misusing. I'm still grateful that he allowed for me to go through the steps, because the skill needed sharpening. The gift needed honing in. You know? I needed to learn the trade, the tricks of what it means to be a rapper. It's not just getting on a beat and saying things. You know? It's what are you saying? How are you saying it? When are you saying it? Why are you saying it? What's the cadence? What's the swing? How's your syllable rhyming going? It's a science. It's like it's like an author, right? Someone writes a book. They bring a novel, and you're interviewing them, right? And you tell them, oh, so you've written this book. An album is a book, right? okay, you tell the author, okay, so get this book, go back, rewrite everything, and rhyme every sentence in your book. That's what a music album is. It's a book where you're rhyming every sentence from page 1 to the end. So how are you saying it? How are you keeping it interesting? You know? I had to put in my 10,000 hours because if you're going to be a master at something, you should put in 10,000 hours. So God made it possible that I put in my 10,000 hours with people who loved to rap just as much as I do, you know. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that, where he took me, what he put me through, and where I am now, and where we're going. There's so much music coming from the guys and I. So much, yeah.
Yeah.
I have an album coming out. Dope has an album coming out. Verbal has an album coming out. Dope and I have an album coming out. Dope, myself, and Verbal have an album coming. There's so much.
From all the artists that you're mentioning right now, I know there's someone who's watching.
Yeah.
Dope has an album coming out. Young Vibo has an album coming out. Are you aware that Jay Rox has an album also?
Yes.
Okay.
It dropped yesterday.
Yes.
Last week, Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was supposed to be on the album, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He sent me a beautiful song. The song that has Mumbayachi on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sent it to me. At the time, I was doing my mixing and mastering. I was in sessions all the time. So when I sent the verse back to him, he already submitted his album to his distributor. So I thought, man, okay. So he'll probably put it on a remix or something and drop it later. But yeah, Jay has an album coming out. Jay has put out an album.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I have an album coming. Sam has an album coming. Reggie has an album coming. So it's going to be a beautiful time. It's just, I love it because I get to make music that's more than just about me. You know? It's not about me at all. It's a different kind of fulfillment, I tell you. It's a different kind of fulfillment making music that is bigger than you. It's bigger than just showing off skill or feeding into a narrative, you know? So I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm really just humbled that God could pick me and say, I want you to be the one to speak to this group of children of mine, you know? So I don't take it for granted. And I think, to be honest, to some extent, that's kind of what keeps me tinkering with the music, because it's like, man, I want to make God so happy. You know, like he's put this in me and it's like, okay, I want to do it to the best of my abilities. Forgetting also that he's a God of the process. He doesn't want me to be the best rapper that ever lived today. You know, he may want me to achieve that in the next year or 2 or 3. But if I chase it now, I'm not doing what he wants me to do now, you know? Which is minister to his children now. And so I have to quiet myself, quiet my mind, and focus on the goal.
One more question I'd like to find out from you is, there's always this thing that people do on social media on a Thursday. They do some throwback pictures of them, looking at them 10 years, 5 years, when, just to do the comparison right there. If you had to describe yourself a before in one word, then the after in one word, what word would it be?
Wow. Before, unfiltered. 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 Everything about me was unfiltered, bro. I loved the music and I gave it my all, you know? I loved the music so much that I didn't give my family time. The only thing I ever did was music, you know? My language was unfiltered. My thinking was unfiltered. Everything was just, it was raw, you know? Now, I would say refined, because it's still the same me, except I've grown, you know. I know how to handle situations better. I know how to hold my tongue, you know. Still working on road rage. Jesus is working on me, you know, working with me on that one. But looking back and now, I can see the growth, and I like where the Lord has put me now. You know, sometimes I think, man, why didn't I get saved any sooner? But had I gotten saved sooner, I probably wouldn't be here today, right now, you know? So, everything works out, man. Everything works out well. I think refined, and I'm still getting even more and more refined as God works on me and takes out these impurities from the ore that is Tim, you know. So I'm excited to see where he's going to take me next, because if tomorrow he tells me, I don't want you to rap a single lyric anymore, I want you to go and be a pastor, I'll throw the mic away. I'll throw the writing books away ASAP, you know, because it's like, but he hasn't told me that yet, so we're still rapping.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is who created me. That's who knows me better than I know myself. If he tells me go write, it's like someone gives you a car or a cell phone or anything. It comes with a manual, right? Why would you not want to read the manual and think you're going to discover new things? You won't. The person that created that thing has given you a book that tells you how to operate that thing.
Yeah.
So if he tells me to go right and I go left, trust that even if it makes me $100 million, it's still less than than the fulfillment I'd have gotten doing something that God told me to do. So, yeah, we're rapping, and we're rapping for now.
It was great having a conversation with you right here on Prime TV. I know there's so much that we needed to talk about.
So much, yeah.
But we'll count down to your album. We'll look forward to your album. Yeah. The love is still there out there. Maybe you don't know.
It shocks me.
Maybe you don't know.
It shocks me. It humbles me.
Yeah.
It humbles me. Like I said earlier, man, in this industry, 3-6 months and people forget you. But years on, people are still asking and waiting for music. That it doesn't make me feel arrogant or prideful. It's humbling, bro. You know how many musicians stepped away for 2 months or even just a year and couldn't get back in? Many, bro. You know? So I don't want to take advantage of that or take that for granted. It's humbling, which is why I want to give music that's going to describe me and that's going to speak to the children of God and just everybody, you know? So yeah, I know they're going to love the album and it's going to reach the people that God has destined for it to reach. If it's one person, then that's enough for me. I'm just doing what I've been told to do.
Just one song that was just from showing right there will tell that the album is going to be amazing right there. It's rare that we see an artist features another artist, then artist featuring Amiga first kwa nyimbo. It's rare. It's rare. But you made it happen.
Yeah, because
you made it happen.
Yeah,
can we leave it like that?
Yeah, because I mean, Sam is a master, bro. Look, before we started to rap together, I was Sam's biggest fan.
Okay.
You see? So, and I would tell him, like, man, I love the way that you rap, bro. The cadence. It's seamless, you know? So, yeah, and when Sam and I make music, it's never, it's your song. It's this person's song. It's just a beat play. We have so much music together. Little Me, Big God was supposed to be on our joint album.
Wow.
But there's just so much music that I thought, I'll get this one. You know, so yeah.
All right, call it a wrap. Thank you very much for coming through.